Market today is tough. There is uncertainty everywhere. Budgets are being cut, layoffs are being made, and it is becoming more and more difficult to get into a job. But the thing is, companies are still hiring. They are not hiring the way they were previously hiring, rather, they are looking for candidates who can prove their real world experience and not just theory, candidates who can show business impact and not just technical expertise, and the candidates who can market themselves and brand themselves. Hi everyone, this is Dr. Humera and I am the CTO of Digital Munich and a data and AI mentor. In this tutorial series, I will take you through how you can level up your job search game, how you can be more present and more visible and develop your own brand and stand out from the competition. So let's get started. We will be focusing on four major areas of job search. The first is building your brand and developing your network. The second is writing a compelling CV and impressive cover letters. The third is creating a compelling portfolio. And fourth is preparation for interviews. So let's first start with the foundational element, building your brand and your network. But first things first. First of all, you need to be technically strong. No matter what your field is, make sure that you know your stuff. No matter whether you are a software developer, a data analyst, a machine learning or AI engineer, or anything else, an astrophysicist, a medical doctor, a photographer, a creative artist, your field doesn't matter. What matters is that you know your stuff inside out. So make sure that your technical expertise is up to the mark. You know your stuff, you know what you're talking about, you know what's happening in the market out there, you are up to date of the news, you know the state of the art. Even if you have not covered everything in depth, at least you are aware of what's happening around you. So there is no alternative to the technical expertise or knowing your core, knowing your subject. From now onwards, we will assume that you know what you are talking about, you know your stuff, and if not, then keep practicing, keep building that. That's a learning process, that's a continual growth process. Here, we are now going to focus more on how you showcase your expertise, how you demonstrate your skills, how you show to the world that you are the ideal candidate, that you are the best person to do a certain job. Now, to build your brand and to position yourself as the expert, you need to answer three questions. The first is, what do you want to position yourself as? Who do you want to position yourself as? What is the niche? What is the specific area where you want to be seen as the expert? You have to have absolute clarity on what do you want to position yourself as. Because until and unless you have that clarity, your messaging that will be sent out will be very vague and it will not resonate with your audience. The second thing that you need to know is, who is your audience? Who is it with whom you want to position yourself as the expert? If you don't have the right audience, then again, your message will not be very clear and it will not resonate with the right people. And the third thing that you need to know is where to find your audience. Who is your audience? I'll let you identify where this audience exists. For example, if you're looking for senior leaders in tech, LinkedIn is a good source. If, on the other hand, you are not doing a job search, rather you are establishing your own business and your audience is teenagers, then those teenagers will not be available on LinkedIn. Rather, they might be more accessible or more available or more present on Instagram. So knowing who your audience is and where are they available, where do they hang out, will allow you to position yourself accordingly and choose your platform accordingly. Another reason why this is important is not just the platform, but the way you communicate. Do you want to keep a sober tone or a casual one? This will vary if you are talking to government diplomats versus teenagers, as I said. How your audience wants to interact. Are they more into reading text or do they prefer short videos? Again, knowing this will help you select the right mode, the right message, and the right platform. And with this information, you are now ready to start action. You know what you want to position yourself as, you know who your audience is, and you know where they are found. So let's assume for the remaining of this tutorial that our audience is available on LinkedIn and we will use LinkedIn as the platform where we will create our brand and do our networking. Again, this networking or branding is the magic number 3-step process. You need to build your profile, you need to make connections, and you need to post or comment. Let's see this in action and go to LinkedIn. So here I am on my LinkedIn right now, and let's explore a few profiles. Let's explore the profiles of a few popular individuals on LinkedIn, some data analysts, some leadership personnel, somebody who is in webinar creation, somebody who is on building LinkedIn portfolios, and so on and so forth. So let's have a look at a few of these examples. Let me start scrolling through my feed and we'll see what do we find. Dawn is here. So let's look at Dawn's profile. She is a data scientist. She has worked for Meta and Amazon. And right now she is talking about 7 lessons from 7 years in tech. Okay. Let's have a look at her profile. She has a nice smiling face as her profile picture. So I know she is friendly and a friendly personality with whom we would like to work as a teammate. She's not frowning, she's not grumpy, she's not too serious. She seems open to conversation. We also notice her cover, which is scrolling, and instantly we can see that she is offering some introduction to SQL interviews, some kind of masterclass where she will have realistic scenarios, some interview questions, instant feedback, and she is also supporting you to land your dream job. So if now you know, if you are looking for somebody who can help you in finding a job in SQL, and SQL relates to data analysis, it relates to data science. So if you are in that field, you would like to know more about her. We can also see that she is an ex-Meta employee, an ex-Amazon employee, so she brings a lot of experience with herself, and we believe the credibility. If we scroll a little below on her page, we will see some of the insights about her. So for example, she has some featured items. So again, something which is also on her cover is about SQL interviews. Then she has a data science product case study and interview guide. So now we are getting a good idea on if I want to talk about data science, if I want to learn about data science, if I want to ace these data science interviews, data interviews, including SQL, and we will see more tools, then Dawn might be a good person. But why did we reach out to Dawn? How did we land at Dawn's page? This is because she was right there on top of my feed. If we scroll further and look at her activity, so she has reposted something 21 hours ago, then something else 9 hours ago, something more 19 hours ago. So it seems that she is posting either her own posts or reposting other people's stuff multiple times every day. And what is the result of this? Once again, she appears on the feeds of the people who are connected to her or are following her. So this gives us 2 very important lessons. The step number 1, which we discussed, you need to create your profile. It has to exactly communicate what you want people to see about you at first glance. And second is the importance of being present consistently and regularly. Let's have some more examples. Let's go back to my feed and scroll further below. I have Goshia on my feed, and she always talks about conflict management. So when Goshia comes to my mind, I instantly think about some leadership coach who talks about conflicts in teams. And now reverse this game. When I will think about conflict handling, who will come to my mind? Of course, Goshia. Why? Because she is always there on my feed talking about conflict management. And this should not come as a surprise to you. What keeps on coming on our mind, on our radar, we then think about him or her or that thing, that product instantly. This is actually the root and science behind advertising and marketing. And that's why you see a lot of advertisements, because you keep on seeing that product, and then now when you want to when you see that product in the store, then you instantly connect to it and you buy it. Or when you think of a need where the answer is that product, you instantly think of that product. The same science, the same theory goes behind our networking and branding strategy as well. Be there and be there regularly. Let's consider other examples. Let's say I want to know about somebody who does workshop facilitation. Now, the first person that comes to my mind is Brittany. And yeah, she's there in my search history as well. Why does Brittany come to my mind when it comes to facilitation of workshops? Same reason. She has been there on my feed and on my radar. So I don't know her personally. We have never spoken with each other. She's not even part of my connections, but she is always there on my feed. And this is exactly what you would like to do as well. Let's have a look at Brittany's profile. So, again, a very empathetic personality, a friendly personality. And here the cover is where you see her in action. She's presenting on stage and people are engaged. So when we want to think of Brittany, or when we think of Brittany, that's the impression that she wants to that's the impression that she wants us to take with us. That she will help you conduct workshops where everyone is engaged and you are controlling the room and you are in charge and you are doing an awesome work. She has also clearly specified what she does. I design and facilitate workshops and events that get people excited about their work. Having a look at the featured items that are there, here's a hot tip if you need a little confidence boost. So she talks about, of course, she's talking about workshop facilitation, and that comes with speaking up, public speaking, and that comes up naturally with confidence boost and need of confidence boost. So this is what she's talking about. Then how I got my dream job. So her dream job is very different from uh, Dawn's dream job. She is not a data scientist. She has nothing to do with data. Perhaps she has nothing to do with tech either. But again, in her field, how to get a dream job. This video makes me feel like I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. Again, working with the clients that you love to work for, working with companies that you love to work with, and so on and so forth. How active has she been? Something similar. Her last post was 20 hours ago. This one was 2 weeks ago, but let's see. Another one 2 weeks ago, and 1 month ago. So she is less frequent compared to Dawn, but she's still posting regularly. Sometimes, and mostly the content that we are seeing from Brittany is her own content. So she's not just reposting stuff, rather she is creating her own stuff. And here she is not just sharing tools and tricks, rather, she is sharing her real experiences. So, mostly you see her in action. And again, this is subconsciously creating this impression that, okay, she's successful, and if I learn from her, I'll be successful as well. Let's have a look at another example. I want to know about somebody who can guide me on, as an executive, what is happening with the AI world, what kind of innovation is happening in the businesses. And the person that comes to my mind is Arsalan Minhas. So I just go ahead, search for Arsalan, and yes, he is also in my feed. And I look at his profile. So he has his title, which is impressive. And if we go towards his profile, we see a senior leader, uh, and we also see that he has been speaking publicly, has been on press, on media. Just by the look and feel of the camera that's there, you can see that it's not just a local session happening, rather it's some kind of media coverage that's happening. So this is the impression that we get from talking, or just by looking at his cover page. And if I go further deeper, exactly, this is exactly what we see. This is somebody who is talking about legacy, modernization, and it seems like he is giving an interview. Here as well, he is somebody speaking on stage. Here as well, you see somebody speaking on stage, and by the look and feel of what's on the projector, we know that he can add humor and keep his audience engaged. And so, just by looking at the featured items, how often he's posting, what the cover letter says, you can get a lot of information about, okay, if I want to talk about digital transformation, if I want to have a speaker who is engaging and convincing and a senior one, I know Arsalan would be a good choice. His activities, again, 23 hours ago, 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. So he's again also posting regularly. Let's have another example. Let's say I want to think about somebody who can help me how I can be better on LinkedIn, how I can increase my reach on LinkedIn. So the person who comes to my mind when I think of LinkedIn reach is Laura. So let's search for Laura. Hanan, yeah, she's right there. And when we look at her profile, she tells us that she is an experienced profile based marketing expert and who gives you ABM success on something. Let's have a look at her profile. So, again, on LinkedIn, so ABM success on LinkedIn. She is a founder, again, an open personality, and it seems that she does a lot of talks. She is an expert in sales navigator, profile based marketing, and so on and so forth. So there is something happening on 3rd April. So if you want, you can reach out to her, connect with her, and so on and so forth. So this is the first thing that anyone would see when they would come to your portfolio or your LinkedIn page. So you may want to use this as best as you can. Use this space. And now with this rotating images, you are not stuck with just having one. Rather, you can have as many images as you want. What are the services that she is offering? So this is her company, and what are her featured items? It's LinkedIn with Laura, and this is her newsletter. So she has posted her newsletter here, and then further recommendations that she wanted to highlight. So she's not highlighting her individual services, rather her newsletter on one side, recommendation on the other. And her activities, again, 1 day ago, 2 day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So she is posting regularly as well. And this is exactly what we would like to do. This is exactly what I would encourage you to do as well. So now you have enough evidence that uh, your personal brand, what are the important elements of a personal brand? You need to know, once you know what you want to position yourself as, and as I said before, it can be a data analyst, it can be a photographer, it can be a music creator, it can be an AI engineer, it can be a software developer. You need to know what you want to position yourself as, and then build your portfolio, build your profile to showcase that. Now, switching gears and looking at what do these people are posting, or what should you post. So the bottom line is you should post what brings value to your audience. What brings value to your audience? That depends on the problems that your audience is facing and your niche. So if we go back to my feed and we look for, let's say, Dawn. Dawn's expertise is in data science, and she helps her audience to get jobs in data science. So she knows that her audience is somebody who is looking to get into data science, somebody who wants to get hired, somebody who is new to the field. So, what is important for somebody who is new to the field of data and they are learning and they want to get a job? So, let's go back to Dawn's page and see what kind of posts is she creating. We just saw in my feed today that she was sharing her experience of 7 lessons that she learned in 7 years in tech. So, some lessons. Then, for example, here she's talking about I spent the past 6 weeks in Japan and I learned so much from the Japanese people. And this is all about work ethics. So, again, how important it is for you to have good work ethics when you are talking to your employer, or when you are establishing yourself as the expert, the reliable person, the ideal candidate. So this is the one that we have already seen. Then she is now creating some videos. I was a business analyst at Amazon from this year to this year, and the analytic skills I needed are the same now. So she has written a post, and in addition, she has done a little video on the same, the top 5 most requested skills. And if you look at the length of this video, let me try to see this. It's just 1 minute 10 seconds. So you don't need to create very long videos. Just the right ones are good enough, and you write about that. So again, remember the audience, somebody who wants to get into data science, they want to learn what skills do they need to learn in order to get a good job. And she's now specifying here no nonsense kind of a list. Learn Python, Excel, data visualization, communication, and SQL if you want to go into data science or data analysts. Let's check out further some more previous posts. She is now posting something from her network. Now, this is her experience. It took me 6 years to land my first data science job. Again, this is inspirational because this is telling the audience that you might not get a job in your first attempt. You have to have a journey, and how you can then proceed with enduring such journey. What needs to happen? How can you develop the resilience? And what are the tips and tricks to get a job if you don't get it in the first place? So here, and how you can get it in much less time. So again, a video combined with some text, and this is where it says, pick one coding language and stick to it. And she is sharing her mistakes that she did over the journey. I learned SQL and Python at the same time. This was a wrong idea, and SQL is easier than Python, so I recommend learning SQL first. By the way, I do the same, and in this case, you learn something out of it. So again, now think about yourself. Spend a few minutes or an hour or 2 hours or a day thinking about what is it that you want to establish yourself in? What is it that your audience needs? Right now, if you are in a job search situation, then it means you want to showcase your audience is hiring managers, your audience is the recruiters, and you want to showcase that you are the best XYZ for this role, best candidate for this XYZ role. Let's take the example of data analyst. So you want to showcase that you are the best data analyst that they can get. How are you going to showcase that you are the best? You keep on showing the results, the examples that you have created in your previous projects. Now, these previous projects could come from toy projects like data sets that you build yourself. They could be something that you have learned in some um, conference, in some program, in some course, in some previous job. You share your learnings, you share your findings, you look at what is trending, what are your thoughts about it. So imagine I am the recruiter and I see you all the time talking about data and what are your thoughts, what you can do. Someday you are posting a geographical map, someday you are posting a heat map and giving your opinion that, hey, I developed this and this is what I think. I will think about you when I will need a data analyst. Or the other way around, it's possible that you apply for a job in that person's company, the hiring manager with whom you were connected. Then you reach out to them and say, hey, I have applied for this role in your company. They will again see you, recognize you that, I know this person, I know that they are an expert in the field. So of course you'll have a better chance of getting that interview and getting that role, just because you were on the radar and you were practicing. Of course, this is a long process. This is a slow process and it's a time consuming process. You need to be consistent and you need to be very regular and you need to keep on continuing this for perhaps weeks or several months, till you start seeing results. In fact, this personal branding and networking doesn't stop when you get your job. It continues. This is a lifetime thing, and this is how your professional career, your professional life will be built on. And networking on LinkedIn and posting all the time is not the only way to go about it. You can start slow. You can start looking at who are the people that you would like to connect to, who are the people that you would like to be on their radar, and then start following them on LinkedIn and comment on their posts. Leave thoughtful comments. Just thumbs up and great idea, good thoughts is not good. Is not a good comment. Show your value by commenting on their posts. When you will start commenting on their posts, they will see you, recognize you. Then you can send a connection request. They will start seeing your posts as well. And you can go much beyond LinkedIn as well. You can write blog posts on an independent articles, independent media. You can create a YouTube channel, link that with your LinkedIn. You can create your Instagram. Again, that depends on where your audience is. You can also start going in the offline world on site, or even online world, go for conferences, go for public speaking. So this actually starts giving you again another kind of presence. And that's important. The visibility, demonstrating your skills, showcasing yourself is what your core purpose is. And this is all about creating your personal brand and marketing yourself, being visible, being out there. This is a foundational step. I advise you to start as soon as possible, develop your profile, and start building your connections and start being visible. This will be an ongoing exercise and you will continue it throughout your professional career. In the next step, we will go more deeper into actively applying for a job. How you can write a CV and a cover letter to make sure that they stand out from the rest, and how you can use AI tools to help you in this process. See you next time.